Hello and welcome to one more video here in the channel. Today we are gonna cover the shamans, or better yet, the cards or the units, however you want to call it. We have this Twitter right here that is called Funbari English or Funbari Ing. I will be using his translations because they are extremely visually pleasing. And then we are moving on to a website with the translations. I did try to translate everything to image to make it beautiful, but it ended up looking like this. So yeah, I will be using the website instead. I'm new to this YouTube thing, so the only way to know what direction I take my content to is with your feedback. So if you guys leave a like or comment or reach out to me outside YouTube, I will appreciate so much. Also, I will leave timestamps on the video. If you look at the timeline, you can skip ahead to the unit you wish to see. And remember, this is my opinion and my opinion only. Let's start to the latest units and we'll move on to the units by color. The first unit we will check it out will be the man of the moment, that is Blue Tao Ren. Tao Ren is a pretty interesting character. You can see that he inflicts damage to all enemies in the first skill. The second skill, he increases the crit chance for 2 turns. The third skill, he inflicts bleed. That's very important because his ultimate increases damage in an undefined amount by the amount the bleed stacks the enemy has. So he's a very interesting unit. He's the best unit right now for Ordeal and probably one of the best units right now for everything including Shaman. Because besides the AoE, he does a lot of damage in his ult. His cards will be the 30% damage card and either the crit chance increase card or another attack up card. His stats are also quite impressive, are not the best, but they are also not the worst. He's in the middle of the stack there. Worth noticing that his ult multiplier is absurd, 1500 at max level. So that's the highest it can get so far. I don't have many more to say about him, besides that he's the best DPS we have right now. That may change in the Christmas update or the new banners that will come out after. So let's keep an eye on those banners. If you want to see which units will come out next, there's a video about it and I will link in the description below. The second character you check it out will be the Green Yoh. This is a tricky one because he has awesome multipliers, right? His ult is almost as good as Tao Ren and increases his own attack by an indefinite amount. His attacks do 540% damage or 360% damage to all enemies. To balance out the great multipliers, his stats are doo-doo. He's one of the worst Yohs in the game, and that counts Yellow Yoh. Any unit in this game is usable, but there's units better than others. In this case, I think Red Yoh or Blue Yoh are better than Green Yoh, but if you have Green Yoh, use him because he is amazing anyway, even though there's better versions of him. One thing dragging him down as well is that Anna is not his main partner. His main partner is Ryu. And sadly we don't have any good Ryus so far. That's my 2 cents about Green Yoh. Moving on. Blue Tao Ren best partner is Chocolove. The one you're seeing on our screen right now is the buffer one, or red. He can be used to buff the whole team and he doesn't take damage. He doesn't have a taunt, what would make him better. He's a reliable partner for Tao Ren. His ult also stuns. Although we are yet to see the value of stuns, it can be very useful in the future. That is important. In Shaman fight, that dodge can be clutch. I caught myself dodging more than I think of. Still on the Chocolove area, we have Blue Chocolove that people on the comments pointed out in my previous video that he was better than the red one. It's still debatable, but what he does is apply bleed. So Tao Ren has a bigger damage spam with that bleed, and he also links with Tao Ren because of Tao Ren and his main skill, and he slows down the opponent. He's more of a tech unit, a unit that will add a lot to your team if you have him. He can do a lot of things for it. He can decrease attack and lower the activation speed, what may seem underwhelming but is actually underrated because you want to attack first. And I noticed that sometimes in some events, if you ult before the boss don't ult. I need to do some further testing, but if that's true, this card will gain a lot more value. Now, on to your best partner, that is sadly Ryu. Yeah, Ryu does damage. That's all. Sad, right? Now, Green Ryu is a bit better, but is practically the same. He does more damage the lower HP you got, so it's more of a suicide build. I didn't test him thoroughly, but I think both of them are underwhelming, what brings the value of Green Ryu down a little bit. Now, let's talk about the hype cards at the moment, the Christmas cards. Now the hype has diminished a bit, and we can look at it with a fresh eye. Let's look at Blue HoroHoro. His main gimmick is that he have a lot of hits in his third skill, so an enemy like the Santa Claus or the Ordeal boss, you can lower the shield if there's a timer on it, so that's cool. His ultimate is unique though. What his ultimate does is to do a lot of damage because his multiplier is quite decent, and he raises the ultimate attack damage by 90% for all of your partners. That might seem amazing, but it's okay. It's only okay, in my opinion. Of course, all of this video is my opinion. You guys can disagree in the comment section below, but it's only on notes. So if you want to nuke, he's a partner for nuking, but besides that, he doesn't bring much to the table. That lowering defense is amazing, but we have some other amazing units that can lower defense more efficiently and bring more to the table than HoroHoro. So if you didn't summon yet, don't. If you did summon, he's good, in my opinion. Now, Purple Lyserg. We are yet to see how valuable debuffs are, and he does a lot of debuffs. His thing is that he inflicts paralysis to one enemy guaranteed for 2 turns. That's good. 100% paralysis may seem good, and correct me if I'm wrong in the commentaries, but you have 100% chance of inflicting paralysis, but the enemy has 20% chance of being paralyzed. It's like Pokemon in that instance. It's not as good as it seems, but it's still good. In the future we'll probably get a boss that you need to paralyze, so he will be good then, but right now he doesn't have much utility since the main units in the game doesn't have synergy with him. Hello, editing Kami here. So the video got a little bit longer than I expected. I'm editing and it's already 8 minutes, so I will leave the new cards for this video and the rest of the cards of the game for the next video. Later, man.